Okay, hello, my name is Dinesh, and for this task, I am actually acting as the moderator, proofreader, and also the one compiling all the essay and making sure everybody have their references. So, checking out my team members' work really gave me a bigger worldview on how money or social economic factors really affect how our students handle their educational journey, and it was really insightful and I really learned a lot. So now let's begin. We're going to start off with our school leader, which is represented by Nurin. She'll be giving her points as a school leader, principal, head of department. So, or in my school, we call it a senior leadership team or SLT. So, Nurin, off you go.
Good morning. Today, I'll briefly highlight how socioeconomic status or SES significantly shapes student education experience and outcomes in Malaysia. Students from low-income families often face limited access to quality early childhood education, tuition, and learning resources. This hinders the development of foundational academic skills. In contrast, wealthier families can afford private school, enrichment programs, and digital tools that enhance learning. Parents with higher education levels tend to be more engaged in their children's schooling. They provide homework support and emphasize the importance of education, which boosts student motivation and academic engagement. Social class influence school choice. Students from higher SES background often attend better resource school with experienced teachers and more extracurricular opportunities, fostering academic growth and sustaining social advantage. As school leaders, we must promote equitable access to quality teaching and support service. These include building community partnerships and challenging policies that exclude low SES students. Addressing the SES gap is essential for a fair and high achieving education system in Malaysia.
Okay, thank you very much, Nurin. And now we will go to Amutha. Amutha will be representing the role of a teacher. She will be giving her points and also some of her real life experiences teaching some of her students and some of the problems she faced. Okay, so go on ahead, Amutha.
Hello everyone, I'll be sharing a bit about how low socioeconomic status affects student learning, especially in the classroom settings. So I think we sometimes forget that students don't all walk into the class with the same starting point. When a child comes from a low income background, learning is already harder before the lesson even begins. Maybe they didn't have breakfast, maybe no one helped them with their homework, or maybe there just isn't quiet place at home to study. These things they really add on. During my teaching practical in a public school, I saw this firsthand. Some kids didn't have basic supplies like pencils or even proper shoes. Compare that with what we did see in many private schools where the students have updated books, tuition support, even technical devices at home. The gap is just so obvious. Research by Syrian in 2005 actually shows a strong link between the socioeconomics and student outcomes. Things like grades, attendance, and even long term success. But it's not just about the money. Some kids from wealthier homes still struggles if there's no structure or emotional support. But still, for many students from the low socioeconomic homes, school ends up being their only stable space. And honestly, there's a lot of pressure for one classroom to carry.
Okay, thank you very much. Really insightful on a real teacher giving some points. Now we're going to move on to our parent, which will be played by Siti. She's giving her own personal story as well, which is very interesting on how she is raising her own child. So let's listen up to Siti and see what she have to say.
Hello, I'm speaking from the perspective of a parent in low-income household. So, socioeconomic status or SES include income level, parental, education, and living conditions. Okay, these factors play a huge role in a child's education. In my case, limited income means I struggle to afford tuition class and transport, internet access, and digital device. So this makes it harder for my child to complete schoolwork, especially when learning move online. So also, I didn't research much for my education myself. Because of that, I find it difficult to guide or support my child academically. We live in a small rented flat and share with extended family. There's no quiet space for studying, and this affects my child focus and motivations. So, compared to parents from higher income families, I can't provide books, laptops, or private enrichment classes. This creates a clear gap in educational opportunities. Research by the Ministry of Education in 2022 showed that students from low income households often perform lower academically due to a lack of support and resources at home. So this shows how important socio-economic status is in shaping a student's educational success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Siti, for giving us a dose of reality of how this really, affects a student's educational journey. And last but not least, we're having our community leader that will be represented as Sangita, and also she'll be giving her insights on it. So let's take a listen to her.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to share about social economic status influence a community education opportunities and outcome in the Malaysia as a community leader. Social economic status influence a student education opportunity and outcome in the Malaysia as a community leader. Despite significant gain in Malaysia in assisting education inequalities continue to lie very heavily at the intersection of income parent schooling and the effect of social economic status on the student learning experience in Malaysia is a multifaceted challenge caused by income, parental education, and social classes. These issues are not simply separate and distinct, they overlap and combine, allowing for various contexts of opportunity and outcome. The first one is income, financial resources. Income plays a profound role in access to other important education resources. Wealthier families afford their children after school private tuition and after enrichment activities as well as higher quality book and education resources, including publicly available resources in their homes or community. Richer families in Malaysia have access to resources that promote education success, such as private tutors, extracurriculum experience, and material for learning. However, low-income families struggle to meet basic expenses, making education a luxury. And the second one is parental education. Higher education is often related to better levels of parental support and higher levels of parental expectation for children's academic success. Higher education means higher level of appreciation for education overall, which means that parents usually able to help children with homework, have discussion about a wide variety of topics, and here will likely be a value on learning in the household. The third one is social class, beyond income and education. Social class is an important social culture factor that influence a student education aspiration and self-efficacy. Social class includes culture capital. Culture capital represents non-physician assets such as skills, knowledge, and attitudes that allow for social and education. Thank you.
Okay, so last but not least, now after hearing all the different stories and reading through their essays, that it's really amazing how money really affects the world, especially at such a tender young age for our really younger students. So, but with that said, I feel I'm very lucky to be in Malaysia, where we do value education as a country. So doing this task really gave me a better worldview and really equipped me better to help teach my future students, whether they are very well to do from in an international school, or maybe someone who is on a scholarship and they are actually having some financial troubles at home. So thank you very much, and please take a read of our essay for more details, and Have a good day, and hopefully, we as teachers can help some of our students who are struggling with whichever they have. Bye bye.